Hi folks, DZ Squared here once again, and welcome to my NFT gaming and crypto content channel, where I'm not a financial advisor and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm glad you joined me anyway. So what's on the docket for today? Today we're going to be discussing Guild of Guardians, a very popular title. It's in the pipeline, everybody's excited about it, looks great, looks fantastic, sexy, all of it. Definitely a genre that I like. You got your goblins and your necromancers and your undead and your mages and all of it. It's a dungeon crawler focused even. It's not an open world game from what I gather and what I've read. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. I'm excited to talk about this one. Most of you likely already know about it. If you haven't heard of this, where have you been? Anyway, you're here and you're going to learn about it. And yeah, like I said, let's dive in. Thanks for joining me. All right. So folks, before we do jump in, I would like to kind of have an encore to my previous video about Gala Games and whether or not it's worth owning a Gala Games node. When I bought a node a couple of months ago, it was around $11,400. I think they're almost around 17 grand right now. And really quick, don't want to take your time up here. Of course, I'm shilling my own reference code. Who the hell wouldn't? But check out this. Effective October 1st, there will be a change to the Gala Games founder node pricing tiers to increase the tier size from $100 to $500, with the price for the final tier of nodes going for $100,000. So, buying a node now, and there will only ever be 50,000 founders nodes, securing the network with your node license and your node, it is programmed in that someday, when it is minted as an NFT, it's supposed to sell for around 100 grand. And they're going to have to do the heavy lifting and ensure that it's actually worth it. All right, so moving on to Guild of Guardians. The focus of the video here, I'm just kind of in awe of their homepage. You know, everything's just kind of ethereal or windy, waving around, right? So first things first, what do we care about? Turning your gaming passion into NFTs, non-fungible tokens, digital assets that you can own. And that is verified and secured by the blockchain, right? Verifiable, unequivocal, digital asset ownership, etc., etc. You know these things, right? Hopefully you do. If you don't, hopefully you can decode that word salad I just gave you, right? So what is Guild of Guardians, right? So it's developed by Stepico. It's published by Immutable. If you don't know about Immutable and the layer 2 solution for Ethereum, essentially providing gasless transactions, definitely dig into that a little bit. But so effectively, what are you going to be doing? What is Guild of Guardians? It is a mobile RPG dungeon crawler, where there's a dungeon crawler focus. It's not an open world game per se, from what I gather and what I've been reading. Excuse me. But I am excited about this because you're going to just jump into the fray, jump into the action immediately with a hero or guardian and with your guild, hence Guild of Guardians, right? And then you'll also be earning NFTs and gems, which will be the game currency, and you'll be using those gems to improve your NFTs or boost your team one way or another, or acquire gear or improve your heroes, etc., etc., etc. Right? So what is Guild of Guardians? I'm just going to give you the quick synopsis here in their words as opposed to mine. Guild of Guardians is a mobile RPG where players can turn their gaming passion into assets. It will be a multiplayer fantasy action RPG where players build their own dream team of guardians and compete in a guild to earn epic tradable rewards. Nice and succinct for you, right? But let's move on to the white paper. I'm not going to just scroll through the homepage per se. I think it's important to jump into the nitty-gritty and just quickly and relatively briskly go through fundamentally what is the team telling us that we can anticipate. So like I mentioned, it's a mobile RPG kind of dungeon crawler. Their vision is it does look like a AAA blockchain game, so I believe in this vision here. And then also you can turn your passion for gaming into digital assets. Who the hell doesn't want to do that, right? So the strategy here, blockchain makes the game more fun and compelling. The economic design aligns incentives and is sustainable. So it looks like that's exactly what this is poised to be, something that's sustainable and that gives back to the players. Therefore, the play-to-earn ecosystem is realized. And I think, I get the sense actually that this team is really in sync with that vision, and I'll show you why. So let's talk about the heroes, and effectively the guardians that you will be owning as NFTs. So in overview, the heroes are unique characters that players will take into dungeons and defeat monsters and collect rewards, right? You have different characteristics that these heroes will belong to or possess. They will be a part of either the Horde, Empire, or Glade factions. There will be either warriors, rangers, or mages. Sound familiar? Rarities will be at the common level, as I mentioned. If you want to get in at the ground level and not input an initial investment, but kind of grind your way, theoretically, all the way to like a legendary character, you can do that. So it's not pay to play. These developers know what they're doing. I won't mention names, I won't name names, but in the traditional gaming sector, where we have been burned again and again and again by a lot of these companies, development teams that basically microtransact you into the grave, but now the flip has been script. You will play AAA level games, but then you will have partial ownership. You will potentially also have partial governance. You will own your characters. I've always wanted to be a mage, and I've been able to do that. World of Warcraft, etc., etc. But now I'm going to be a mage, and I'm going to own the mage. Talk about being immersed, and I may never see my family again. I don't know. But so effectively you have common, rare, epic, and legendary heroes, and they all possess elemental powers either in the water, earth, fire, dark, or light attributes. So in addition, the above characters will have two abilities. One will be active, one will be passive, and I imagine obviously with the way that you form your guild and your group that's going to be dungeon crawling, various synergies can be capitalized on depending on the makeup of the group, right? So you have also, as I mentioned, these factions, and with the heroes, you'll see, at least for now, there are 3 icons on the heroes, and those 3 icons are going to tell you which faction they're in, their element, and then their rarity. And then pets haven't been released yet, but in Wave 3, we've already seen Wave 1 and 2. In Wave 3, we will get pets and we'll be able to see what their attributes look like between being workers, scouts, or hunters. They can join you, add permanent boost to your team, mind you. Also, you can get energy boosts for your team, and that provides a permanent boost for your team as you're raiding. But as I mentioned, the factions are Empire, Glade, and Horde. You have classes which are Ranger, Melee, or Mage, right? And then also you have your elements here, and then your respective rarities. Common, which is the non-NFT, but then you have rare, epic, and legendary, which are. And obviously, as the tiers increase, the rarity and scarcity increases, and therefore the value or price action too. Let's get into guilds. You have 4 tiers of guilds. You have adventurer guilds, of which there I forget how many of those there were. Let's take a look, actually. So adventurer guilds, if you go to home and you just hit buy now, you can't buy anything right now from here, but you can from the secondary market, and we'll get into that. You have these guilds here, and you have an adventurers guild, which can have a max of 20 members, and there are 2,000 total right now. There may be more minted in the future. I think the door has been left open for that, but it's not certain. But the remaining guilds, I believe there's a commitment to not mint any more of these. So these are indeed scarce. You have the Warriors Guild, which is you have 200 of those maximum. And then you have the Legends Guild, you have 50 of those total. And then you had 10 of these Mythic Guilds that sold for for precisely 100 grand. I don't know if there was a 20% discount at the time or not, but I can assure you on the secondary market, these are selling for much more. So congratulations to whoever had the foresight to know that that would be worth 10 times more. Right? But as I mentioned, and you have 1%, 2.5%, 5%, and 10% guild crafting sales going back to the guild token owner, respectively, for each. And and then you also have these pets and energy boosters that can give you boosts or passive boosts to your entire team as you're playing. You have workers, scouts, and hunters, as I mentioned. Workers generate passive crafting resources. Scouts increase dungeon item drop chance. Yeah, bring that along, right? And then also hunters increase the dungeon completion rewards. So everyone in my guild is going to be bringing a pet for sure. And then also, of course, you have the same rarity kind of system, right? So equipment is also going to be a thing. I won't dive too much into this. But you have weapons, helmets, jewelry, boots, right? You're obviously, the higher the tier, the better the stats are going to be. And you also have, common, rare, epic, legendary, yet again. So as far as earning assets is concerned, there are various ways for players to earn when playing Guild of Guardians. They'll also have systems in place to avoid bad faith actors from flooding the market. Again, the team seems to have vision, and they've got a pulse on what bugs and irks us gamers who are loyal support bases, but we get burned again and again and again. But here, they're ensuring that, first of all, you can get in with no initial investment. Or you can invest a ton and maybe get, a commensurate amount in return, right? But also, so for bad players or bad actors flooding the markets, they're going to put in safeguards to our benefit, right? So again, for the developers to kind of see these things and that means they understand how we've been burned, and they're trying to start off on good footing for this, for the NFT and play to earn gaming revolution that is not only here, but it's starting to shake the foundations, and then it's just going to completely create upheaval and probably just completely dust the traditional gaming and financial kind of system, right? So I'm here for it. Seems exciting to me. So you also have what are known as gems. This is going to be, I guess, the Guild of Guardians token, and the tokenomics look really good here. Again, find the white paper. Go to the Guild of Guardians homepage, find the white paper, and then you can look at the tokenomics here. But I'll tell you, from my limited experience, they look pretty darn good and look very player focused. And of course, they need to take their own cut and everything. But it looks like they gave the players as much as they possibly could. So really starting off on good footing. They know community is probably going to be important. Speaking of community, don't forget to join the Guild of Guardians Twitter page. This is where this is where I heard about the the Wave 2 Founders Sale. Excuse me. And then also I heard from their Discord channel. Join the Guild of Guardians Discord as well. I'll leave links below for these. But, as I got notifications from both platforms, and I was able to get into the Wave 2 sale before it sold out in under 10 minutes. So you definitely want to join so that you can remain abreast of everything that's going on here. All right, folks, I'm looking here on Token Trove. Token Trove is a secondary market where you can find Guild of Guardians NFTs. You can also find them on Immutable X. From what I gather, the listings on both are the same assets. You'll see the same floor and the same prices. Either UI can, they're both pretty user friendly and simple enough to use and to navigate. But I'll just come here to Token Trove, where you can see multiple heroes at the same time. You know, you've got this hero here, Othrox, presumably, Lost Prince of Draconia. I guess a sword-wielding dragon who has the fire element, as you can see here. He is an epic hero and belongs to the Horde. You have Ewendel, who also belongs to the Horde, and she's a light element wielder. So, you know, come here and check this out if you haven't already. What I like to do is go from lowest price so that everything is sort of consolidated, and you can look at every single hero here. Duren, the Dark Hand, looks kind of like roguish, right? And you have a tank here who's Takati, super cool. Morax, who is clearly like has the fire element. So if you haven't already, come and check that out, and you'll notice that there's sort of a repeat of these NFT characters here, and that's basically just when you're going up in value and price action, you're going up also. The general trend is that you're going up also in the edition level. So you can have warriors and then mythics, right? One of ones that you can have for these things. But also, I don't have a mythic, but I do have an elite character, and those are relatively rare, and I got that from the Wave 2. So don't miss out on Wave 3, which is going to have pets, it looks like, and then also rare heroes. So like I mentioned, if you haven't already, join the Guild of Guardians Twitter, join their Discord page so that you can, you know, get notified as soon as the Wave 3 NFTs are available. Let me go back to the roadmap here so that I can give you a sense of what to expect here. What has already been completed and delivered is the partnership was formed between Stepico and Immutable in Q1 of 2020. The initial game design is completed by Q3 of last year, and then the public announcement was in Q4 of 2020 last year. So in Q2 of 2021, they've already delivered on this for Wave 1 and Wave 2, but sell exclusive Founder Games collectible NFTs, and they can be traded and minted onto Immutable. The way that you can actually mint them is if you happen to be lucky enough to get into the sale, you have this mint option up here, right? Or summoning and minting. So after you purchase your characters, and in Wave 3, presumably, like I said, it'll be rare heroes this time. You're going to come to mint and mint them, and then once you mint them, you can come to Immutable X or Token Trove and sell them, or you can just see what you've custodied there as well. So now let's see, initials, early backers. So yeah, Q2, the issuance of GOG gems was given to the early backers. You saw in the tokenomics earlier what allocation they would get. And then also, you'll have Q2 of 2022, which is there's going to be a soft launch of an alpha version of the game. So you can begin early testing of the voting using gems as well. So you could be effectively, if you're lucky enough, I don't know what the criteria are going to be, but you could get into the soft launch alpha of this and be playing this as early as Q2 2022. But there will be a beta in Q4 for others where presumably you'll have a higher populace that's going to will have the invite and have the opportunity to play. And then Q2 2023, I know it sounds like it's forever away, but it's really not. Things go by blazing fast. You know this, especially when you're having fun. And the full release of the game is anticipated. So the way these things work, as long Q2 2023, it might seem far away, but the best rewards go to those who get into things early as it pertains to crypto. So know this if you don't already know it, and store it right here in your heart. All right. So one interesting thing, let's see, start right here. So one thing that I found that was really interesting was that the GOG token, when I was checking out CoinMarketCap, although it's not live as of yet, you can find it on CoinMarketCap. And if you go there, you can see the GOG token. You can add to your main watch list. Obviously, you're going to want to keep an eye on this one. So I'm adding it to my watch list. This is just the generic CoinMarketCap page, and then with Guild of Guardians, I'm not signed in. But I'm going to add it to my watch list for sure. I'm going to keep my eye on this. But not only that, but it's actually got a really good synopsis of everything that I just went through, but it's much more succinct. So folks, all right, well, I hope that this was informative for you. I was already excited about this game. I already own a ton of heroes, a guild token, an energy booster to boost my team when I'm playing. Again, maybe someday some of you might be in my guild. Who the hell knows? I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that after this video you are too. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to be doing one video per week. I don't have the time to do this, multiple days per week like a lot of other content creators, but I'm excited to be here. I'm excited with what's happening, and I hope you'll join me next week for my next video. If you have any suggestions, leave comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, and I will see you next time. Thank you.
Good. The FOMO is strong with this one.